I always keep saying things like, I wasn't planning on making a video, but, and this is another one of those situations because I really was not planning on making a video, but I feel like I should just introduce a little bit of just a kernel of sanity into the world because there's so many people that are acting absolutely insane over this drama. The situation, this drama is so silly, it's so fucking dumb. It is so basic and normal when you actually just examine the situation, but take out the people, right? Because Ian and Anissa right now, to the commentary community on YouTube, the side that reveres the commentary and they're like the golden era of YouTube, the people that still really respect Sam Hyde, they're furious, they don't like them, they think they've fallen off and all this stuff. So whatever they do, they can't do any right. So when this situation went down with Froggy Fresh at Creator Clash 2 when he got kicked out, yeah, it was an absolute outrage. But when you know what went down, and like I've always kind of known what was happening behind the scenes because I'm just pretty close to the people that are involved, like just a few degrees removed from it. So like my ears, I'm like, okay, I understand what's happening. I was like, oh, okay, I get it, you know. And I'm wondering if Idubbbz is gonna actually put something out and explain it, and he finally did. And if you just hear his reason why, I mean, you would understand, like, okay, I get it. But the problem is, it is Idubbbz and Anissa, and a lot of people are just hating on them, no matter what they do. I bring this up because a similar situation happened very recently between Bill Burr and Anthony Cumia. Now, I know a lot of you guys know who Bill Burr is. You may not know who Anthony Cumia is. He was one half of the Opie and Anthony show. It got disbanded because Anthony Cumia was saying crazy stuff and other stuff. But fast forward, Anthony Cumia said some really messed up things about Bill Burr's wife. And so naturally, Bill Burr hates Anthony Cumia. He's like, he's a scumbag. I want nothing to do with him. Now, Bill Burr runs a charity event. He does like a benefit because Patrice O'Neal, I think he died back in 2011 or something like that. So every year, it's like an annual thing. It's like a benefit. And obviously, Anthony Cumia used to be a part of it because they were all friends. Patrice O'Neal used to appear on the Opie and Anthony show as well. Amazing comedian. Now, they've fallen out, and obviously, Anthony Cumia is bummed. But the internet, the comedy fans, the people in the comedy world, they completely understand. They're like, oh yeah, obviously, Bill Burr wants nothing to do with him, and he kicked him out of the charity event. He doesn't want him a part of the Patrice O'Neal benefit. Obviously. Everyone understands. You won't find people that are like, oh, this is so messed up. I can't believe this. This is crazy. Bill Burr's such a pussy. Nah. And recently, Anthony Cumia tried to make amends. Bill Burr wasn't having it. Had Anthony Cumia tossed out of the club that they were at? The internet, their consensus? Yeah, what was Anthony Cumia thinking? You trashed his wife. Why do you think he wants anything to do with you? Ant basically called his wife ugly and expects Bill to be cool. Bill is just being a man and doing what any normal person would do. There's reasons why he doesn't want to associate with him, and everybody understands this. So you had a similar situation, you know, somebody trashing somebody's spouse, their significant other, and then wanting nothing to do with them. There is an event that goes down, and that guy's banned, and obviously anybody else associated with him would probably be banned too. Everybody's okay with it. But when it comes to this situation with Creator Clash and Froggy Fresh, there's just waves of people thinking this is the worst thing ever. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. And it's just a simple explanation. Idubbbz in his video says it's very simple. He was hanging out with Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde, the guy that has been relentlessly trashing Anissa, Idubbbz's wife. Obviously, naturally because of that, he wants nothing to do with Sam Hyde. He can't stand him. Obviously, just like Bill Burr can't stand Anthony Cumia. Right, we're on the same page now. So, dude throws a charity, just like the Patrice O'Neal thing, got a Creator Clash, obviously does not want Sam Hyde there, banned. Then, hires some talent, Froggy Fresh. Froggy Fresh goes and hangs out, boxes, trains with the guy that's been relentlessly insulting the dude's wife. How the fuck is there not going to be a problem? Like, I see people, like, calling Idubbbz a pussy or something. And I'm like, wait, so that must mean Bill Burr's a pussy too, then. Do you actually believe that? Would you actually back that up? Would you actually tweet at Bill Burr and call him a pussy? For wanting nothing to do with Anthony Cumia or people that associate with him? But to me, I just see the situation. To me, it has nothing to do with the people that are involved. It's just the situation. You can put in people that I can't stand. Like, let's say like a Matt Walsh or a Steven Crowder or whatever. Somebody like that. You put them in these similar situations. Matt Walsh is running an event. And someone's been relentlessly trashing his wife. Right? Okay, obviously that dude's gonna be banned from the event. And then somebody who's supposed to like speak at the event has been now hanging out with that dude that's been relentlessly trashing Matt Walsh's wife. Would it not be okay for Matt Walsh to be like, hey, fuck off. I don't want you at my event anymore? Like, when you just think about it in any other scenario, it's fucking reasonable. And I saw a lot of people, especially before Idubbbz dropped the video, people were like, this is messed up. I thought this was for charity. And I mentioned this in a video before. I'm like, if you cared so much about charity, if Froggy Fresh or anybody else that is using that as an excuse cared, don't you think it would be insane to bring drama to this at all? What do you think it would be insane to be like, okay, yeah, if this is for the charities and the benefits, yeah, I don't need to associate with Sam Hyde because I know the promoter of this event absolutely hates him. And that dude has been relentlessly shitting on the promoter's wife. Yeah, but like, it's obvious, and I talked about this in a previous video, that Froggy wanted to use this opportunity to meet somebody he reveres. I understand that. It's something that you obviously should run by the promoter. The promoter probably say, could you like, maybe hang out with them later, like after the event's over? And then if it's for charity, you'd be like, oh yeah, sure, man. Like, I don't want there to be any problems. Like, I'll just do this when this event's over, things are flying colors, and then I'll go take this opportunity to meet up with Sam Hyde. That would be great. That's how it would actually go if it was about charity. But no, it was about Froggy Fresh taking the opportunity to meet somebody who reveres. Like I said, I understand that. I get that. But don't use the guy like this, like, oh, charity as a guy's like, oh, it's all about that. How dare you? It's all about charity. I'm like, come on. Guys, stop using stupid excuses to hate on these guys. It's so fucking silly. It's such a basic situation. The gayest fucking drama I've seen in a while. Seeing people that I respect in the commentary community who usually have pretty good takes just being like, Idubbbz is the pussy. And I'm like, so your brain's just fried now too? Like, you can't understand this? Do you not have any empathy at all for the situation? Not the people, the situation. Would you not do the same thing if you had a fucking significant other? If you had a fucking spouse, would you not do the same thing? Somebody's been relentlessly shitting on your significant other, your spouse, and you're like, fuck, I want nothing to do with them. You put on an event, and then you hire some talent, and that talent goes to hang out with that person? Wouldn't you be like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's not like it was just a coincidence. He specifically went to hang out with Sam Hyde to box. He wouldn't be hanging out with Sam Hyde if it wasn't for Idubbbz fucking his event. So there's a direct connection. It's so stupid. Like, again, I really want to drive this point home. I really, really want to drive this point home that this has nothing to do with Idubbbz and Anissa for me. It's just the situation. Just like, that's why I brought up Bill Burr and Anthony Cumia. Anthony Cumia relentlessly insulting Bill Burr's wife. Bans him from the Patrice O'Neal charity event. Wants nothing to do with him and people that associate with him. The internet is completely on Bill Burr's side. Listen, that is absolutely reasonable. If someone was trashing my wife, I would do the same fucking thing. So why don't you have Idubbbz back in this scenario? You've been exposed. You're all in your feelings. You have a problem with Idubbbz and Anissa. And obviously, from all the fucking videos I've seen online, like, oh, she's just this, she's manipulating him, this, and I'm like, you guys have the creepiest parasocial relationship with these people. You don't fucking know them. I can't even say I know them, and I've met them. I fucking collabed with Idubbbz years ago. And I can't even say that I really know him. I just say, oh, he's an acquaintance. I've talked to him a handful of times. I've seen him a couple of times in person. I've messaged him online a couple of times. And I can't say that I know him. I still feel weird calling him Ian. because I'm like, I just know him as Idubbbz. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel that, like, oh, I have this connection and all this shit. And don't get it twisted. I will say to the people that are very upset with the new arc that he's gone in, the new direction that he's gone in, I understand why you're upset. You saw a lot of yourself in him. The content that he made, it reflected you, your sense of humor and stuff like that. Probably still who you are. And he's like, I don't want to be this person anymore. That's not who I want to be. I don't want to be that version of Idubbbz. It didn't serve me well. It didn't feel good in the long run. People are allowed to change, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why the internet acts like they can't. I don't know why the internet always paints people as absolute villains when the real villains in the world are the murderers, the rapists, the serial, you know what I mean? The real villains. And even some of those people that go to jail for a long time end up rehabilitating themselves. And they can join society again, and they're supposed to be given a second chance. But not Idubbbz, I guess. He can't recover from this. He's having an absolute downfall, even though he's put on these charity events that are absolutely killing it. Like, I know within the commentary community, like, they're not killing it or something. But when you look at the numbers, like, I was there at the event, and I was very impressed. As someone who's been at a lot of combat sports events, big and small, I was like, oh, wow. I love the vibe of this. You know, because a lot of the combat sports events are full of a bunch of, like, roided out people who just want any excuse to fight someone. They get drunk. They're a bunch of casuals and they start booing because they feel like they like fighting, but then they realize, like, they just like haymakers being thrown and stuff, but they don't actually like the science of the fights. They don't like the grappling in MMA or something. And I'm like, it just annoys the shit out of me. This was just all fun. And that's what this event was supposed to be. Just fun, no dumb bullshit. Right? Like, all good. And so I'm like, I don't see this as a downfall for the guy. I think he's where he wants to be. I mean, other than I'm sure he would have liked to have won his boxing matches. But that's neither here nor there, man. I mean, you fucking fight someone who's better than you, then fucking that's just gonna happen. You're gonna get beat. I mean, fucking A. He understands it and I understand it. But it's just one of those things, man. Like, again, just for the last time, this is not in defense of Idubbbz and Anissa. Technically, I don't think Idubbbz needs to defend himself. He doesn't need people like me. I just want to put this out into there where a handful of people will watch this and understand the scenario, will understand the situation, what happened, and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Maybe there's going to be some people that were hating, and then they'll reflect on this and be like, oh yeah, that's silly. I would have done the same thing too. Oh yeah, Bill Burr basically did the same thing and it was fine. Yeah, I get it. And that's it. That's all I want. Just want these people. I'm sure there's going to be people who won't accept that. The parasocial people who just want to hate. The people who also see that there is a huge opportunity to make a lot of revenue because this is the hate bandwagon right now. I get that. I get that. The people just making videos and videos, try to get interviews with Froggy Fresh and Sam Hyde from their points of view and not from the person that was running the event. Try not to get any statements, not interested. No, I'm not even saying that like he would respond anyway. I don't think he would, because why would he respond to the people that are, you know, trashing him? But I'm just saying, like, it is what it is. I hope some of you all took something from this, because this is just absolute fucking logic right here. You know, I'm not a very boastful person. But this right here is a fucking slam dunk, because you can't refute these points. You can't fucking, the only way you can think this is wrong is if you're a fucking scumbag and you're like, oh no, I never would have did that because I don't, who cares about my fucking significant other? Or I don't have one, so I can't even put myself in that shoes. I can't even imagine defending somebody. I can't imagine defending a loved one. I can't imagine kicking somebody out from my event that I'm putting on because dude is hanging out with somebody who I despise because they've been trashing my fucking wife. Like, if you can't understand that, then you're fucked, I guess. Whatever, because I can understand that. If someone was doing that to my fucking wife, I'm not a violent person, I promise you I'm not. But I can't promise that I won't put my hands on you in public. And don't get it twisted, I'm not saying that to challenge anybody. I'm just being real for a second, because obviously, I mean, if you have a significant other, if you have a spouse, you love them. and hearing somebody trash them, just like even your family members. You love your mom and dad or whatever, and if you heard people just relentlessly trashing them, you'd probably get pretty fucking upset. And you probably want to defend them because you love them. Does that make me or anybody else, does that make Bill Burr a pussy? The fuck is wrong with you people? All right, guys, take it easy.